Hi guys, and welcome to Trucking Along with Kearsey. That's me, your positive voice in trucking. Today we're going to talk about what's holding you back. Whether you're just contemplating going to trucking school and you always wanted to try it, or you want to buy your own truck and you've been putting off because you're procrastinating, we're going to talk about trying to achieve your goals and your dreams, because the only one holding you back is you. And I'm out here and I did it, so you can too. So stick around. Trucking Nomads had a really good live feed where he used a saying that Wayne Gretzky used, saying that basically the only goal you don't achieve is the one you don't take the shot for. You know, you're never gonna achieve your goals if you don't even make that shot. You know, and every time you shoot, the more practice you have, the closer you're gonna be to making that goal. You know, eventually you're gonna try so much, you're gonna get it. So, you know, understand, figure that if you write your ideas down, whatever it is you want to do, and I don't care if it's trucking school or you want to go on vacation, you want to lose weight, people who write things down are visualizing what it is they want. They're visualizing their dreams, and then they write it down. And when you write it down, it makes it more concrete. Now you're not just seeing it in the head, you're seeing it physically in front of you. Your eyes are actually taking in that information, so your brain processes it different. So, decide what it is you want. That's first thing. Actually know what you want. Second thing is, make a list of your fears, because that's what really holds people back, is fear. Is your fear that you're not going to have enough money to pay for trucking school? If not, then maybe look into company sponsored program. If you're concerned that that's still going to not cost money, because a lot of them are free, but you might not get paid for a few weeks. So if that's the issue, then devise a plan on how you can save money now so that it can hold you over for 3 or 4 weeks and you can have this cushion. Companies like Prime will pay for your transportation and your food for the orientation and your room and that kind of thing during orientation. And then they even advance $200 a week for food when you go out on the road. You pay it back at $25 a week once you pass your CDL and you get employed, but at least that's an option. It's not meant to pay your bills, but it's meant to sustain you for a little bit. So that can help out. Look for programs like that. Whether you go company sponsored or you go CDL school, there's still something that's holding you back. Is it the idea that you won't have a job anymore? There's a possibility of failure. If you do fail, then have a plan, a backup plan. What will I do if I don't pass the CDL exam? Most states let you test multiple times. Okay? If you can't, like in Missouri, when it comes to the actual driving portion, I think the backing portion you're allowed to fail a few times, but the actual driving portion, I think you're only allowed to fail twice, and then you're not allowed to retest again for a year. So know what your circumstances are so you can prepare for it and have a plan. If your concept and your whole dream and your goal is to buy a truck, then start now by researching insurance and getting your own authority. Maybe you don't want to do that. Maybe you want to go a lease purchase through one of these companies. Then know how much you need to have down. It's probably better, in my opinion, it'd be better to go company for a year, develop relationships with successful lease ops so that they can teach you the best places to fuel and how to figure out where the fuel is, and teach you about the IFTA taxes, and teach you about which loads are better in the freight lanes. Because just because you get to pick and choose your loads doesn't mean that you as a new driver know which loads to choose. or, you know, which areas to go into. There are freight zones that are lousy paying freight zones for lease ops. So, you know, that's my recommendation. Do company a year, befriend some lease ops. Then if you want to go on and you want to save money and, you know, get the down payment to do a lease purchase, then do that. I hear a lot of people turn around and say, well, I'm going to go buy my own truck. Okay, but as a first-time truck buyer, especially as an inexperienced trucker, expect to pay a higher interest rate and expect to put down a lot more money. You know, people just, they think, all right, I'm just going to go sign. Well, it might be easier to go sign for a $30,000 car than it is a $150,000 truck. You know, be realistic with your goals. You know, make a plan. Make a strategy on how you're going to succeed those, you know, be successful with those goals. Don't let anybody tell you you can't. You know, it's one thing to take advice from somebody who has experience. It's something else to put up with negativity and that constant toxic type of, well, you'll never own your own truck. You'll never be able to get your license. Nobody's going to hire you. You know, you have a felony conviction. You have a DUI. Certain things are going to make things a lot harder. You know, if you're trying to get in a trucking job, you're trying to go into CDL school, CDL schools will accept you. The companies may not. So you might have a DUI and then you find out, oh, I just spent $5,000 on school and nobody will hire me. That's a reality. So does that mean nobody will hire you ever? No, it means you have to really research and find some place to accept you. So know what your challenges are so that you can tackle them. You know, people, I hate change. My friends know this. Anybody who's viewed this channel for a little while knows I hate change. I cried when I went from a manual Cascadia to a manual Cascadia. When I went to an automatic, oh my God, you would think that like my whole world just shattered. Even the cat didn't like the automatic. But that didn't mean that I couldn't drive it. That didn't mean I was going to lose control flying down a hill. You know, sometimes we have to do things we don't like, but it doesn't mean it can't be done. You know, we're going to have some obstacles and you can tackle them. There are plenty of people out here that tackle their issues every day. So make long-term goals like I'm going to buy a truck. And then make short-term goals like, well, in 3 months I'm going to save up $7,000 to put in the bank for my down payment, or 6 months I'm going to save up X amount of money to help with my down payment. When you focus on everything at one time, you don't become really good at one particular thing. Like jack of all trades, master of none. You know, that's what you're like when you come out of CDL school. You know a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of this, and it's enough to pass the test, but you didn't actually master anything. You still need a lot of practice with driving, a lot of practice with swinging wide, tons and tons of practice of backing, you know. So even if you're struggling in the beginning, and whether it's in training, set goals for training. But if you're already out solo, you know, set goals for yourself and say, well, this week I'm going to work on my backing, and I'm going to spend 2 hours this week just doing nothing but backing in the truck stops. I'm going to spend two hours this week backing up in the truck stops to try to get myself some more practice. And then once you feel like you've mastered that, then start trying to figure out how to work your clock. How do you get the time management down? People don't expect you to learn all this overnight. It could take 1 year to 2 years to really feel confident in your backing, confident in your time management. It's not easy to learn. And if you think you're going to come out here and just be like, oh, I'm just going to get it all like this. I mean, I hear people all the time on the trucking forum, in Prime, mad at themselves. oh, I can't shift. I've been at this for 2 weeks and I can't shift. Hello? It could take 2 months for some people to learn how to downshift a manual properly. So what makes you think you're so special that you should know how to do it within a week? Sorry, you're not. Get over yourself and allow yourself to be human and make mistakes and to struggle. Because we all do. But try to really focus, because all that complexity can interfere with you becoming really good at one thing. So even if it's just the Qualcomm, make sure that you know everything about the Qualcomm and you feel comfortable with that. Once you feel like you've mastered that, then move on to something else. Move on to the phone app. We have so much information on our phone app, it's crazy. So, or once you feel comfortable with that, move on to something else. Move on to the backing. Move on to the 8-2 splits. Move on to the idea of the time management. Move on to the idea of communicating with dispatch through the Qualcomm. The only one that can hold you back in anything is yourself. Okay? Red Monkey Trucking just did a quick video this week where he was quoting the Dalai Lama, saying that, a mosquito, you're never too small to make an effect on other people or affect your life. A mosquito can affect somebody and they're tiny. So don't feel like your small gestures or your small accomplishments are too minute or too small. I would love to have you guys write down on my comments today on this video, what are you proud of this week? What did you do this week that improved over last week? Or maybe you hit a milestone. Did you hit your first 6 months driving? Did you just get your license and you want to brag about it? So brag about something down in the comments. It could be small, but who cares? It could be huge. We want to hear it. Inquiring minds want to know. Because some of those other channels, all they're doing is fighting with each other, and I don't understand that. Like, maybe they think that's going to boost their ratings. I don't know. But I just look at some of these guys out here, and I'm like, oh my God, you guys fight more than women. So give us some good things that happened this week or this month or whatever. Just something that you're excited about, something you're proud of, something you're thankful for, because Thanksgiving is this week. And don't let anybody tell you that your goals are stupid or immature or out of reach. It's not. If your goal is to make $1 million, are you going to do it by tomorrow? Most likely not. But if you come up with a plan where I'm going to make $1 million, in the next 5 years or 10 years, or you come up with a plan, who knows? If we all listen to negative people, then we would never get anywhere. Look at Christopher Columbus. He was told the world was flat, right? That he was going to fall off the ledge. And then all of a sudden, here we are in the new world. So, nobody who's ever truly accomplished something or done something great ever listened to the naysayers and those negative people. So don't you either. And keep watching. So like, share, subscribe. I appreciate it. When we hit 400 subscribers, I am going to put my videos, my ebooks up for free on Amazon Kindle. If you don't have a Kindle, there's a free Kindle app that you can download. And when I hit 500, let's hit 400 first, and then we'll talk about 500. But I hope that all of you have a fabulous Thanksgiving, and I appreciate all of you watching. I was so happy because I got a call from one of my friends, Ron, who called me up and he's like, guess what? You're not going to believe this. my new student saw you on YouTube and he came to Prime because of you. And I was like, that's cool. Yeah, and I did get a few emails of women telling me that I inspired them to come into trucking because they were intimidated before. They hear people talk about, oh, trucking's so hard and it's scary out here and women can't do it because, you know, men are going to be harassing and intimidating. And, you know, that's such the wrong message when we live in a time where, you know, people are, all these groups are pushing to bring women into trucking. But at the same time, some of those groups are putting up the reasons not to. So, and the fear, they instill fear sometimes, and I don't like that. I said before, fear does not exist on this channel. So, those are some things I'm thankful for. There are a couple people that wrote to me on my LGBTQ video saying that they felt more at ease after I was telling them that the trainers don't care if you're gay for the most part. Like 80% said just don't care, you know, don't bring anybody back to my truck and don't hit on me. You know, okay, yeah, there were 20% that were like, no way, I don't want a gay guy on my truck. But that means you have an 80% chance of really clicking with your trainer that, you know, or finding a trainer that just doesn't care what your orientation is. Those are good trainers. Those are people that want to help people and want to inspire and want to educate. So I really was touched that I was able to you know, calm some fears with that. I also had a few people either call me or email me saying that my one video about the snowstorm that I drove through in Ohio and all the wrecks, that really inspired them and educated them as far as going to make sure that they're buying a CB for their trucks. That's really important. So I am really thankful for a lot of things, including my job, my family, and all of you out there. And I'm thankful for all the experienced drivers who have been commenting down below and helping our new drivers. I'm thankful for meeting other channels like Anthony Blackbeard and Red Monkey Trucking and Trucking Nomads, because the positivity of trying to, you know, help people and trying to get people to push people into their goals. No, I don't want to make it sound like that. But, you know, just trying to lift people up. You know, there's too many people trying to knock us all down all the time. So the heck with all them people, and let's move forward. Let's build a better world. Do it one video at a time. So thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment below, even if you think I'm just a crazy Jersey girl. That's fine, I don't care. Comment. But happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and I hope to see you guys out here trucking along. Bye.